These woods are ominous and old, even older than my time.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time again. Time to once again bring out the witch doctor. And cast that voodoo that I do. We are in the Festering Woods, a woods far more ancient. Ancient than even than Araneae, who is, you really should never ask a woman her age, I suppose, because that could be a sore spot. She's kind of admitting that she's kind of old there. I imagine it must be nice to actually run into something that has been around longer than you have after you've been asleep for a very, very long time. I guess it gives you some kind of semblance of remembrance, or, I don't know, semblance that not everything is completely new. But we are here in the Festering Woods, continuing on. What level are we still? 38, yes. 30%, 30, almost 40% away from level. It's not doing too bad. Not changing up the build just yet. We will probably be keeping this one until the next level. And my goodness, this place is not easy at Monster Power 10. The ghosts keep wanting to circle around behind me. Thankfully, my Spirit Barrage homes in and seeks them out and helps me to take them out, even if I have a hard time targeting them. So there's not a big deal there. The area is fairly narrow, so the wall of zombies is working out.
Why?
It's such an open and beautiful city. It thrives on trade and new ideas. There was always something new and exciting to hear or see.
That is a powerful foe over there.
Alright, ran in, got a few stacks. Additional damage. Oh, okay. Vortex. What are they? Waller Vortex. Yeah, it's not too bad. They're just skeleton archers. Yeah, this is workable. Probably one of the least threatening groups I've had to deal with. A couple of stacks on my what is that? Grim Harvest, Gruesome Feast, Soul Harvest. I'm mixing up names. It's okay. We can do that here. Well, what did we get? We got a shield. If it's good, I could use it. Strength, Dex, Int. Not bad. But no, I don't think so. Loss of 121 damage. I kind of like where my personal damage levels are at right now. I have to say, I kind of enjoy being on Monster Power 10. Simply because it kind of makes you have to approach every battle with a bit of caution. It's Diablo 3, prior to this whole Monster Power system, I mean, obviously just it was terribly easy on normal. It really was. And the other difficulty modes, well, they could be something of a challenge, depending upon what class and build you were doing, depending upon how aggressive you were. But for the most part, it wasn't anything bad. I mean, really, the major challenge came from Inferno. And then, it was such an upsetting, just a completely uneven challenge level. The wall to entry to Inferno was steep. Even steeper still between Acts 1 and 2, my goodness. Try and go from Act 1. You could tear apart Act 1. You could make fun of Leoric. You can completely destroy everything in the act. And yet you go to Act 2 and the bees will kill ya. That's right, the bees. Covered in the bloody bees. I still hate those things. I don't...
This is amazing. It reminds me of being a child and searching for lost artifacts with Uncle Deckard.
I am glad you're with us now, Leah.
Yes. She values your company and your comfort. If you know what I mean. It's nice to have a challenge. When Monster Power first came out, one of the first things I did with it was to turn it on Monster Power 10 and start a level 1 character. Just, I wanted to see how hard it was going to be when they first introduced the system. And I was not disappointed by any means. Oh, jeez. That was disappointing, though. Really. What was with the deaths in the very beginning of these that I keep incurring? I just don't know. I just do not know. Right. Maybe better use of my cooldowns would help. The wall kept him in place, that was nice. I'm going to grab a bit of health as well as a bit of damage from him. There we go. More damage! What are you anyway? Electrified and teleporting.
Not ready yet.
Excellent. Dead. With some health potions, pages of blacksmithing. I should probably look to see if I can get some better gear. Probably start using these pages I'm finding. Might be able to make something with Hadrig that I'm just not finding yet. So yes, approaching with caution. I kind of mentioned that, didn't I? And what haven't I been doing? Approaching with caution. It's alright. We'll change things up again when I level, and maybe I'll do better. Maybe.
I do not have enough mana.
I'm certainly doing worse than I was before. At least that's what I feel like. But even still, as I was saying, when I went to originally through Monster Power 10, Act 1, on the PTR before it was even live, and that was the first thing I did with it. I didn't care about Inferno Monster Power. Didn't really care about that at all. It was neat, and I knew there was going to be uses for it, and it was going to be nice to see Inferno weakened a little bit, so you could get the gear that you want a little easier without running into a huge barrier to entry. And, you know, and that was great. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I want to see what it's going to do for these lower level plays. And it's definitely gotten the difficulty up there, since you can't kill everything so quickly. That was the big thing, right? These low-level areas were not super difficult, because you typically...
Love traveling, seeing the world.
Was it different then?
Yes, that's how I think it was.
Yeah, don't talk about the way things were around her. She's a time traveler. She's the girl who leapt through time. Whatever.
I do not have any potions.
Let me see, the first character I played through Monster Power 10 on level 1, that was a wizard. And I remember dying to the very first elite pack I ran across, not expecting the difficulty that it would incur. I mean, it was definitely harder to kill things normally, but the big thing were the elites, and just how much more lethal they were from regular play to Monster Power, and especially Monster Power 10. And on my wizard, at the time, I really didn't have anything to counter them, because they were fast-moving creatures that just pounced on me. And I kept running and trying to kite them a bit, and it just wasn't enough. And I ended up dying. I imagine that's no big surprise. I mean, you kind of look at what's been happening these last few playthroughs, and I've been dying right at the very beginning. So yes, I imagine it's very feasible for everyone to believe, yes, of course you're dying. I don't know what it is. I've lost my touch with Diablo, I feel. Not that I ever had a very good one. But that's okay. Maybe it's because I'm switching my focus around a bit. Obviously, you play something more and more. As you play it, you get better at it, better and better. Yes. Of course, I have been spending quite a bit of my time in other games and other genres lately. So it takes me a little bit longer to build up, I suppose. I mean, after all, the gaming experience going between Diablo and Smite is quite a big leap. Oh, jeez, ghosts traveling behind me! Ah, hey, this event.
Who killed these soldiers?
I sense that we will soon know the answer.
This used to spawn all the time. Like, for the longest time in Diablo 3, this event happened every single time you came here, and now they've finally made it so it's a little more rare. So, to tell you the truth, I don't even think I did this event the first time I came through on my Witch Doctor. So it'll be kind of nice to go ahead and try it. I sense death in my future.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, jeez.
Need healing.
Okay.
Need more mana.
Oh boy. Get away, 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 get away! Almost have my walk again.
Take the hill, brothers. Don't let these dogs have it.
Yeah, block them off a bit. Health globe for damage, health and mana. Let's go ahead and jaunt through them.
Need more mana.
And I think that might just be a level.
The last skeleton must have been one of Alaric's people, but it didn't stop him from attacking.
Both sides of this ancient battle war against us.
Their spirits have been rent asunder. No reason remains within them.
Oh, hello. Last Stand of the Ancients book? Okay, then I definitely haven't done this recently.
Our enemies are legion, but they will not take us without a fight. We must hold them here while the keys to the Holy Temple are hidden away from their leader, the fiend Nereza. Resolve must not falter, though we would surely die to the last man.
And with that, we've gained our level 39. Acid Cloud gets slow burn, increases the duration of the acid pools left behind to deal 300% weapon damage. Has poison over 6. That's quite a bit. What was it before? 150 over 3, so it's 300 over 6. Okay, so even though it looks like it's doing more damage, it really isn't. Because 150 over 3 is the same thing as 300 over 6. It's just that it's the same damage per second, just longer. So at the very least, what they're saying here is that they're going to increase the duration, but they're also increasing the damage to compensate. Because if they increase just the duration, it would mean it would do less damage per second. So, I'll give that a shot. Slow burn. Put that on. What else did we get? The Gargantuan has a new rune. Wrathful Protector. Summon a more powerful Gargantuan that only lasts for 15 seconds. The Gargantuan's fists burn with fire, dealing 110% of your weapon damage as fire, and knocking the enemies back. Yeah, so that becomes a cooldown. Only lasts for 15 seconds. Cooldown is a full minute. Ooh. Means I really need to use him in very emergency situations. I'm wondering if I should go back to the zombie dogs to give myself a bit more defense. As it is, monsters that get up to me are giving me a bit of trouble. Well, let's see what else we have. Soul Harvest has a new rune. This is Soul to Waste, so I'm going to lose a bit of healing here. Soul to Waste increases the duration of Soul Harvest's effect to 60 seconds. Oh, great. So that means it still has a 15-second cooldown. I can have my buff, though, for a full minute, so I don't have to worry about losing it. And I can try and get more over time. So we'll go ahead and do that. And, let's see, with Acid Cloud, you know what? Fire Pit is not really doing it for me. Should we do Firebomb or flash fire, or maybe even... I liked my Rain of Toads. I actually really did. Poison darts, maybe. Gives me mana. This one reduces movement speed. This is a tough call, quite honestly. I'm not sure where I want to go with this. I think we'll go ahead and do the flash fire. I kind of like the way that bounces around. So we'll do the fire bomb. It'll bounce around. Acid cloud. It'll do a lot of AoE damage. I have soul to waste. If I'm going to be using that, I kind of want to have spirit walk. I like having spirit walk as an escape as well. Wall of Zombies is really good, and it has been helping me. But with the Gargantuan... No, we don't, Leah. I'm doing it. This is the important thing. Silence. Knave. Alright. Well, let's leave it as is. Lacking a Gargantuan will definitely be interesting. Let's just see what we can do here. Oh, 2? Really? Okay, lingering pools are kind of nice. I don't have to really cast near as often. Oh, jeez. Oh, right, I didn't update my potion. Hold on. There we go. The effect is slightly different.
I have been healed.
Alright, let's...
No way.
Oh, did I not have it? Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Need help.
Yeah, I think I need a little more defenses here. Okay, let's go ahead and walk through those. Does that stack, I wonder? Arcane beams. What is he also? Oh, he's extra health. No wonder he's lasting. Let's just do it. Let's take a look at the Gargantuan. There he is. Nice and big. Fists of fire. Just constantly knocking back the opponent. Very good. And he's done. And he's spent. That's a good cooldown. Useful in stressful emergency situations. So, having a 20-second cooldown with this wall of zombies, I really think I need something to keep them away. I do really think I want my dogs back. The question is what dogs do I want? Do I want them absorbing my damage? Chance to leave behind a health globe when they die, that's not bad. That would give me more damage, as well as healing me when they die. They tend to die... I noticed they die quite... Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do final gifts. And what I'm thinking, I could almost make something with Gruesome Feast if I went to, say, Grasp of the Dead. And use the Grasp of the Dead that gives back dogs or globes. I'm going to keep using the abilities they've given me, though, first. Alright, go ahead and get the dogs up. Oh! Hey, how's it going there?
I do not have enough mana.
I've got a 5-stack, I don't really need more. I kind of missed the fact that it would heal me already. I like the fact that I don't have to worry about the buff, but... Yes. Well, there we go. Doing okay. Doing okay. Hello.
Alaric says that our people can survive the coming battle. I saw the truth in his eyes. Why did he order me to guard the beacon of honor? Those shambling things are slaughtering my people in the forest above, and there's nothing I can do to stop it.
I'm kind of surprised I haven't run across these before. Maybe they just were not able to drop before in a due to some glitches in the system. That has happened. They've had quite a few.
It's over, I could open my own little inn somewhere, if I live.
That would fit you.
Well, if you ever want a job, I will consider your credentials.
You do me a great honor.
What are my credentials? I'm half naked. What kind of inn will you be opening, Leah? What kind of inn? Overall, not overly enthused with this build. Already down to just one dog. Alright, let's go through the temple. Let's at least do that. Because that will give me a rough idea dealing with the monsters there. Let's go ahead and just quickly teleport there. Let's make this fast. Alright, we're going to give this a shot, see how this works against these guys, putting down plenty of poison. We can see that this isn't too bad against groups. I mean, I'm putting down a lingering cloud. It's not too bad. My dog's already dead, as the dogs are not exactly a great deterrent.
None may enter the inner sanctum.
Well, I'm entering, so I guess that statement is false.
I do not have enough mana.
I don't think that was hitting him. I think it was going over the edge. Alright. Zeke here is nearly going down. Then we'll have his friends to deal with. Come on. Really, look, you're just lingering. You're just making things last.
Rise, my brothers. Rise
Really?
and do battle.
I didn't think you would do it that far away.
Stand fast. I advance no further.
Alright, time to bring out the big Gargantuan.
Need more mana.
Say hello to my big friend. Alright, let's see, grab stacks, there we go. Dogs, there we go. Looking good. Put down a bunch of the damage, grab some health globes to increase my damage. More health globes.
We must hold them until the temple is sealed.
Well, that didn't go too bad. It wasn't really a large, dangerous pack, though. They really weren't that big of a problem.
Your strength rivals that of our greatest champions. What now do you think you are? You may enter our most sacred place.
So, here we have the sword fragment, but
Noble hero fought his way here just to die.
Maghda.
And who is this you bring with you? Adria's daughter? She has power within her. No matter. Your mother will soon share your fate, little one. The shard is mine. Fill this temple with their blood.
so if she could easily have gotten this shard.
Surely my mother will share my fate. Could my mother be alive after all these years?
Her words are lies and madness.
This fight was too easy. She's toying with us. We must get back to Uncle Deckard right away.
Yes, that's where I'm in agreement. I'm pretty sure here that she couldn't get to this shard easily. So that's kind of where I'm looking at the story point here. So she needed us, due to my powers of being a Nephilim, to get to it so that she could try and come in and take it. But of course, like she said, it's a bit easy. The cultists really aren't a big threat. So she's obviously leading us on.
Tell me about this inn you want to open.
The world is so dangerous. Everybody needs a quiet, safe place to rest and recover. A way station on their journeys.
You wish to ease the burdens of strangers.
There are so many burdens in life. We all need help sometimes.
You know, I'm not sure if I captured that conversation last time, so I thought I'd let it play. Leah with her inn. Alright, we're nearing the part in our journey where we go to Wortham, and here I can show you, honestly, this is not the stuff I've been picking up. This is the stuff I crafted. Nothing really good here. I crafted about, what was this, about 5 sets of boots. I only got one that had intelligence on it. I will be going ahead and using this. Not only, it's less intelligence, so I lose about 5.6 damage, but it's more protection. I like that. So we'll go ahead and be using that. I also got this wonderful little chest piece with more intelligence. It's also got some damage reduction to melee. 3% damage reduction for melee. That's pretty nice, actually. And it's going to go ahead and take these 2 wonderful topazes, which have intelligence on them. And we can see it's 2% protection and 69 damage. Excellent. We'll be putting that on. Let's kind of zoom in here. Go back to the old one. Take a look at what it looks like. Hold on. Headpiece out of the way, because it's kind of big. Just never covers much with his equipment, does he? Except for his head. It's like huge protection here. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to Shen, shall we? He's got a couple more things left for us.
I can see the fires even from here. Wortham burns. It is only the truly evil who force the innocents to suffer for a battle they have no part in.
The living dead? The Skeleton King? The Khazra? I would not have thought it possible. You have given us all hope. My men, the people of this town, we all owe you a debt of gratitude.
My tasks still spread before me.
Nothing that you can't handle, I'm certain.
Thank you, good Sir Rumford. Yes, he's still alive. I'm keeping track. So, what you might see is that the build has slightly changed a bit. I'm going to go with something a little different here. I thought about, went back and forth about thinking if I was going to do a sacrifice build again, and no, I'm not. Spirit Vessel I'm keeping for defenses, obviously. I'm going back to Zombie Handler to give me 4 zombie dogs. Why? Because I took the Gargantuan off of my bar. I want to see how I can do with just the dogs. But the dogs die quite a bit, so Zombie Handler is nice, gives me an extra dog, gives them extra health. 20% more. So that's great. I'm keeping Gruesome Feast. I like the idea of getting more intelligence with health globes that I get to do a little bit more damage. I've also gone back on my Soul Harvest. So I'm still using Soul Harvest, and I want to be able to increase my damage through health globes and Soul Harvest to try and just maximize my potential output. And you can see I've gone back to Siphon. As much as I liked Soul to Waste and having the buff and keeping it, being able to use Soul Harvest defensively to gain health has been great, especially in the absence of, say, the Gargantuan and not having someone to defend me. Moving on along these veins, I've decided to go ahead and go with Grasp of the Dead. Death is life. Enemies who die while in the area have a 10% chance to produce either a globe or a zombie dog. So this is great because then if they die, they give me a globe. If they don't give me a globe, they might give me a dog that could eventually turn into a globe. So kind of working all the angles here. I've gone to Lob Blob Bomb for my Acid Cloud. I like that one better. I think it does a bit more damage, and it's just I just like that better than the Lingering one. The Lingering one is okay, but I prefer something with a bit more, heft to it and damage. Since this is going to be something that's going to be a more damaging build, I've decided to just kind of push it in that direction. And Acid Cloud is one of those skills I just really like. Firebomb is one that I haven't really made a final decision on. I'm just really not sure where I'm going to go with this. Rain of Toads could be nice. That's yeah. I have it. My primary skill I'm still not sure of. The Corpse Spiders I'm pretty sure I'm still going to stay away from until I can get the other two to see if they're any better. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and keep the Firebomb on that one. And I've got Spirit Walk still. And I'm not sure if I want to keep this rune. It's kind of nice when it ends, my physical body erupts and does some damage. I could get additional mana, which wouldn't be bad. I'm starting to think I want to go back to Jaunt, though, because it would allow me to have an extra second. But let's go ahead and keep the Shock, though, because it does do damage. And we can make that happen, and we're going to go to Wortham here.
I need to go across the water to Wortham.
I will take you, but beware. Smoke rises from the village.
I thank you for the warning, good sir. Our good friend Covetous Shen informed us ahead of time.
Destroying the town. Get out while you can.
We must save them.
Do you have anything else, by the way? Nope, nothing here and nothing there.
When the Church of the Zakarum sent me here, I assumed that my village would be simple and untroubled. To be honest, I was relieved. Corruption has struck down many a greater man than I, and such a quiet place would have been my salvation. But everything changed when disaster struck the Tristram Cathedral.
Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
This town swarms with Maghda's dark children. She is near.
Death to those who defy the power.
We're too late.
No, we will take what is ours.
Well, I didn't get a globe, but I got a rare. Okay, that'll work.
Please, my family's hiding in the chapel with the rest of the townsfolk. We must get to them.
Don't run off. Get yourself killed.
I'm sorry, did I try burning your face? Some hero I am, eh?
Needs more time.
Okay, a couple globes. 2 stacks. Try and kill them before the grasp wears off.
Fools! You cannot keep the sword from me!
This is bad.
My servants will burn this town to ashes!
Aha, I grabbed a few stacks, there we go, get a bit more...
More time.
Okay, I just don't have the mana now. There we go, so we're getting some health globes. Not getting them as high as I would like. I was kind of hoping I could maybe get up to 5 stacks and really push the damage, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. Not anytime soon, anyway.
Away with you. I hear something coming.
Oh, I lost my dogs. More dogs.
Do you see that enemy over there? Let us cleanse it from this land.
Alright, let's take this guy out. Gonna put a grasp underneath him to try and get a dog or a globe out of him. Whoa. Okay, grabbed a few stacks there. The dogs apparently have bitten it. Oh, hi. Yes, please use a wild, long swing and let me get away. I appreciate it. I really do. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. Oh, hi there. Hi there. Would you like to contribute your health to the Witch Doctor's Fund for Wayward Children? Ow. Wow, that didn't outright kill me, though.
I am healed.
And now I've got... Well, I had 2 stacks, and now it's 1 stack. Ooh, that took a little bit of back and forth.
You saved us.
It is not here.
My goodness! The sword is missing!
Hero's errand here. I captured captured all 3 sword pieces and your friends.
Should have known. I must get back to Cain's house.
Alright. So she leads us on. Great. Understandable. So she kind of tells you, it's like, oh, you get the first sword piece, and it's like, but you'll never get the second one, ha ha ha, it's fallen here. So you go there to take it, and she tries to stop you. And, okay, that's great, that's wonderful leading up to that point, and then here, when the sword piece is missing, rather than just let us wonder what's happening and just go ahead and do the villainous thing.
Sometimes I think about marriage.
Oh?
Not an appropriate time.
Not for me.
Not an appropriate time, Arana. No. Really. Really. I know I'm a very handsome witch doctor, but pause off. You know, yeah, rather than do that, we have the typical villain, haha, I shall taunt you thing. I think she's been taking lessons from Asmodan. I really do. Here we are. We've come back, and this could be it. This could be the turning point. Rumford is missing. The most important character is gone. Alright, no story at this point has been skipped. Absolutely none. Okay, maybe I passed through the part where Uncle Deckard is taking a nap right now.
Angels! That's rich.
That's right.
You know what I'll miss about old Cain?
Deckard's asleep. You won't miss anything about old Cain, because he'll wake up and you'll be fine, and you'll all have a wonderful laugh together and drink or something. Yes, he's not dead. I mean, why would I say such a thing? Old Deckard's alive and well. Yes. I'll come back to town and he'll offer to identify my stuff. Like he always does. Yes. Good old Deckard Cain.
It's a cruel world that will take Deckard Cain away from us. His was never an easy life, and he gave much for us all.
I will not rest until Maghda and her coven have paid for Cain's death.
We all pay. Just look at the face of Leah, the poor girl. What price could the coven pay that could be greater than that?
Okay. So I'm lying to myself. Question is, where's Rumford? He's disappeared. So at this point, I imagine he's dead.
Hey, come over here.
No, you come over here. So that's what I'm kind of looking around for right now. I want to see if I can find out what happened to Rumford. I don't. So let's just look up here. Okay, yeah, it was a long shot, but I thought I'd give it a try. He's nowhere to be seen. So Maghda and her coven attack, right? So the assumption would be that Rumford would have died in the defense of Deckard Cain. But the thing is, you never see it. He's just not here anymore. Deckard's house is closed up, even in the little cutscene where Deckard is being assaulted. It's Deckard, Leah, and you. He's not there. He's just not here. He disappears. Troubling. Say the least. Does she have anything? No, she has nothing to say regarding it. Well then, I guess we go back to Wortham, which basically leads us to the Spider Queen. Alright, so this episode has been mostly filled with my ramblings and failures. So I think I'd like to go ahead and talk a little bit about something that is kind of important to the Diablo universe. And that is the recent announcement at Sony's press conference here, or their little PlayStation 4 unveil. Yes, if you haven't heard of it, then yes, the PlayStation 4 has officially been announced. I'm sure everyone at this point knows all about it, though. Yeah, so Sony announces the PlayStation 4.
For many here.
Yes, it does. Death waits for many at the PlayStation announcement. Just saying. Anyway, everybody knew it was coming. Although I have to admit, I was a little surprised that it came so early because the last word from Sony was they were waiting for Microsoft to make their announcement first. But of course they didn't, so Sony's like, you know what? That's it. We've got it, we're ready, let's show it off. It was a pretty good conference. There were definitely things that were missing from it, and more I would have liked to have seen, but for the most part I was fairly impressed with what they had to say. You know, and out of nowhere, here comes Blizzard. It's like, wait a minute, Blizzard? Okay. We get this wonderful chat about how Blizzard originally was a console company, and they were. Rock and Roll Racing, and was it Lost Vikings, I believe, and Blackthorn. Memories there, really, lots of memories. And so Blizzard kind of thinking about coming back into the console space. They did have a console version of Diablo 2, I believe. Never played it. Have no idea how it was. But we all know that this was kind of where things might end up going, right? And that's what they did. They announced that Diablo 3 is going to be available, and here's the thing, not just on this new PlayStation 4, but on the PlayStation 3. So we have an official announcement that Diablo 3 will be out for 2 systems, especially considering that I believe the PS4 will be coming out holiday this year. If I remember the release date right, that's coming not too far off. Alright, oh, more dogs. And let's get that down. Possibly get some more globes. Did the dogs die? Oh no, the dogs didn't come up at all. But anyone who's followed Diablo, you know, looked at the fan sites, like I get most of my news from Diablo fans, right? You kind of knew this was coming, because a while back they talked about Diablo being played on with a controller, and they had a working tech demo of it. And it looked interesting.
Need more time.
And they said that they, in their tests, that they thought the controller felt pretty good. Yeah, yeah, I can't do enough damage. That's a shame. Okay. And you know what? I would really like to try it. I'd like to see what they could do with it. A lot of skills seem like they could work out fairly well. If you've got one stick, say the left analog stick for moving around, you've got the right analog stick for aim, right? You could basically point yourself in a direction that you want to use a skill or an ability. Now the game itself might have to be tweaked just a tiny bit in order to make the difficulty worthwhile with the controller. Although at the same time, if I could move in a direction and aim in another with the right analog stick, that could actually make things a bit easier. And it works. So I've seen kind of the mock-ups of the UI. It's on Diablo fans. So you've got kind of the L1 for your potions, and then there's the 6 slots, which could be mapped, of course, to any other keys. I mean, heck, you've got 4 keys there just sitting on the control pad. And then, of course, 3 extra L buttons to push for whatever skills you want.
These spiders are no ordinary beasts. A foul magic runs through them, thicker than their venom.
Well, thank you for the insight. I will avoid being bitten by the spiders then. So it looks good. It looks good. It sounds like it would be pretty neat. Here's what I kind of hope. If they do this, I would like them... Oh, which, by the way, they've already said that all the current content for Diablo will be available on the console version. So they'll be up to snuff, up to speed. And if they do this, what I would really like...
Need healing.
Yeah, that was nice. Is to have them release functionality on Diablo 3 for the PC to use a controller. I mean, I've got a controller ready to go. Just let me use it. I would like to try it out. I don't want to have to buy the console version to see what it's all about, to see what the hubbub is. I just want to be able to try it. So I hope that they do that, but I can kind of see why they wouldn't. There is... We don't even know, though, about this whole thing. We don't know if they're going to allow connectivity play between PC players and PlayStation players. Now, here's my thoughts. I have a feeling they won't. I think it's going to be, if you're on a console, you can only play with console players. If you're on a PC, you can only play with PC players. They'll get all the same exact content that we have, but... Oh, this is new. I couldn't do anything. I've never seen that before. Oh, jeez. Health, please. Rumor is, and it's quite possible, that the PlayStation 4 version of Diablo 3 is going to offer completely offline play. So they don't need to have an always-on connection to Battle.net. This is not going to please a lot of people, obviously. Oh jeez. Give me, yeah, health. Just run. Please, just run. Time to use a potion and just... Come on. My goodness, that is a lot of spiders. Okay, alright, we're okay. So, I understand reasoning. It's been rumored that in order to enter in a deal with Sony, you have to have offline play. But I don't know if I believe that rumor because there's MMOs on the PlayStation. So, is there going to be pure offline play on the console version? We don't know. They haven't said. There's not enough information, and supposedly we'll know more at E3. They've got the PS3, right? The PS3 means that we're going to know ahead of time what's going to happen. We don't have to wait for the PS4. Blizzard is already working on it. They're going to put it on current consoles. It's going to be ready. And then we'll find out what exactly they're doing. And the offline play thing, I can see happening. I can. For a console, it just seems more appropriate. And here's the thing: if they do that, what changes are they going to make this work? Will the PlayStation version have a real money auction house? Will have an auction house at all? If they remove the auction house, then by Blizzard's statements, right, the whole reason for the always-on thing is not to be quote-unquote DRM, but let's face it, that's what it is, but to provide a safe haven for people that want to trade and use the auction house. Because if you have to have a connection to Battle.net, then you have a harder time hacking, duplicating things, and whatnot. It basically allows Blizzard to have more control and to be able to respond to any issues that might occur related to this auction house, especially when you have real money involved. So that's understandable, and if that is their reasoning, they haven't basically just kind of tried to pull the wool over our eyes on this one, then okay, great. That means the PlayStation version can completely remove this always-on-line system and just let people play offline. And that would be kind of nice, honestly. So, and that's the thing, is if they do that, if they make it so that there is no auction house on the PlayStation version, they could technically make it very usable to have the PlayStation and PC players play together, because then you've just... Therein lies the thing, right? PlayStation users won't have an auction... If they don't have an auction house, then do they play with PC players? Because then they're missing out on part of it, and you could always have trading happen, right? You could have people who are on the PC buy items on an auction house, trade it over to people that are on a PlayStation for gold or whatever, and then end up putting that gold out on The real money auction house. So it seems to me that if they do that, if they do this offline thing, then I think they will most definitely not be connected for that reason. It's really hard to tell. I'm not sure where this whole market thing is going to lie. I think it would be nice to have connectivity between console and PC, but the truth of the matter is I just really think it's not going to happen. We have seen very few video game products do this. And those that did suffered a little bit for it. I think it was Shadowrun that did this. They had a PC and console connectivity, and one of the things they found was that, of course, the PC players had an advantage having the keyboard and mouse. Not that you can't have a keyboard and mouse on a PS3, possibly even the PS4. You could, but most people don't. They would rather use the controller. So I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. There is already offline offline play, or not offline, sorry, local play announced for player co-op, much like the game has now for those of us playing it on the internet. But it will be on the same, you can have it all on the same screen, and supposedly they've got a way of moving the camera. The camera will be able to move in and out, and they'll make it so that you don't have to do a split screen. You can just have all the players on the same screen. So that's really cool to me that they'll have that camera capabilities, and I really would like to see that be brought over into the PC space, quite honestly. If they're going to allow them to move the camera there, I'd like to be able to kind of zoom in and out at will here. I would just really genuinely like to see that. I mean, there's already been mod work that showed it. If you ever looked at the old footage, I would probably not be able to get a link by the time this video goes out, but there was footage on Diablo fans that showed it, that someone using a controller with Diablo 3 on the PC using some mod tools, and they were able to zoom the camera way out as well. They had an ability to just kind of move it out and show you the bigger picture, and that camera went out pretty far. It was rather impressive just how much of the screen you actually could see. So I mean, all the signs were there. I mean, it's honestly pretty obvious once you think about it that this was where it was going to go, where it was headed. We knew it was happening, really.
But dozens of spiders are crawling around below us.
Oh, you had to tell me that? Seriously, girl, you don't realize I don't like spiders. I just don't. Just creepy, crawly little things. Anyway. I'm going to have to see how this pans out. I mean, this is obviously a very good time for Blizzard and a very good business opportunity that is presenting itself to them. So you've got console players that you can get into this space and to play with, and then this opens up the opportunity for Blizzard to create maybe unique IPs, right? So if they work well with the current market with consoles, then maybe they can create new IPs like they used to that are interesting to play and kind of maybe in different genres. We'll have to see. I mean, I really think that this could prove to be something interesting for those of us who like Blizzard. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, obviously. I really think this is going to be something of an experiment just to see if they can re-enter the console space before they do anything else. Diablo 3 is a very obvious choice, being one of their strongest IPs at the moment.
My mistress has accepted me. Come close and feel her loving embrace.
How about no?
This land is not kind to madmen.
Alright. Just not seeing as many health globes as I thought I would. I know it's only a 10% chance, but I was hoping for more. I have yet to get that nice 5 stack that I'm waiting for.
Please, help me. It's horrible. She sucks the innards from her victims.
Why, hello there, random person that has absolutely no bearing on the storyline. I chid. I kid. I chide. That's chitting. Alright, more dogs. Oh, this is going to be a drawn-out fight. I can already tell just from the lack of her health dropping. Alright, so yeah, I'm interested. I want to see what they do with Diablo 3 on a console. It's looking pretty good. I'd like to know if they plan to do the auction house. I'd like to know if they plan to do an always-on connection. Can you be offline? I don't think they're ever going to take away the always online features of Diablo 3 for the PC. I just don't think that's going to happen. They've pretty much made their argument, their defense against it, saying that it's there to protect people using the auction house, spending real money, blah 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 blah. You know, fine. I'm kind of reserved to that one. That's fine. I just kind of accept that at this point. Not that I overly care. I've got a decent internet connection. I don't often have too many problems. But I have to acknowledge the fact that not everybody has a really good internet connection, and then it can cause problems. You know, there's been hardcore deaths because of connection issues. You know, it happens. It's just one of those things that you can't... Really? Get away, get away, get away. You can't always assume that there's a good connection at play. So as much as, you know, I'm not going to say, you know, suck it up, get better internet, blah, blah, blah. We know that it's not every place has good internet. Some places need to have satellites. You know, some places only still have DSL. You know, I run into connection problems on my cable. You know, I love my cable for the most part. It's good speed. It's a decent connection, but I have Bright House, and Bright House occasionally gives me issues. And I had this one real long issue before I started this whole YouTube thing. I was doing World of Warcraft hardcore raiding, and I would have at least once a night a connection issue that would disconnect me right in the middle of a fight. And it was horrid, just horrid, because it would set us back, and that was if I was lucky, right? There were nights where I was disconnected so much that I just really could not play, and I had to give up my slot, and I was willing to do it. I mean, it wasn't like I was being forced into it, or not like I didn't think it was a good idea at the time. I would rather that my group progressed rather than me holding them back. So, you know, obviously, yeah, I'm going to step down if I can't connect and stay connected. Just not going to do it. That's not fair. I just... was a 6-month-long battle with my internet provider to get them to figure it out, and it turns out it was an issue outside. They kept sending texts to look at my modem and replace my modem like 5 or 6 times, and then finally they, you know, I finally tell them, look, I'm having issues, you've sent multiple texts in, I need you guys to just kind of explore other possibilities at this point. I need you to look, and they finally found out that outside there was an issue with the line that got kind of separated from a coupling or something like that due to a tree or something. I couldn't tell you exactly what it was, but it was an outside actual physical problem. So yeah, I know what it's like to have connection issues. So I know that having an always-on game can be a pain in the ass. I feel for you guys. Alright, so we're done here with the Spider Queen. I actually think this will be a good spot to stop.
We will take the battle to them.
Agreed. Agreed. We'll take the battle to them. But in the meantime, we shall just go to the waypoint and end this. So yeah, I'm interested to see what people think of this whole Diablo on consoles business. I think it's a good move for them, honestly. I think it's a good way to expand. I mean, not everybody is a PC gamer. Even though we, the PC gamers, are the master race of gaming. Aha! There you go. There's a comment that'll spark debate in the comments section, I would think. Look, I play PCs, I play consoles, I play everything. I am not the kind of person that believes that you need to subscribe to one thing and only one thing. I think that as a gamer, it's good to have an open mind. about the different consoles and what they're good for. I like the idea of the Wii U, for example. A lot of people, I hear people bash Nintendo a lot for the stuff that they make, but the truth of the matter is they make very innovative consoles and systems, and they get a lot of flack for it, but the truth is if developers would use it properly, you could get a good game, and it's been shown that they can. The Wii U has a lot of potential. In fact, that whole screen inside your controller thing is something that I had thought of a while back when they were doing the GameCube thing. The GameCube could connect to your Game Boy Advance, and that did it. So that was an idea that I thought would be the next system, but it turned out to be the Wii, not what I thought, but now they're doing it. And now even PlayStation, Sony, they've got a touchpad screen on the controller. It's not a screen, actually, it's just a touchpad, but it could have been a screen. And that could have been interesting. It didn't even have to be a big screen. Like Nintendo's thing is like a giant iPad-looking thing. Sony's thing could have been exactly what they revealed, just with a little LCD screen for minor things, maps or something, inventory screens. I don't know. Anyway, anyway, we'll move on from that. I play a little bit of everything, so I'm not going to be a major fan of one over the other. I like them all. Granted, I see that PC has a much bigger capability for modding and things like that. There's a lot more that can usually be done with a PC, because typically the PC leaps ahead far more than the consoles do, because little parts are always getting upgraded, and the PC is just an excellent space for getting that latest technology. It can change a lot quicker than a console can. But I still think this is going to be a good thing for them, because it can possibly open up the market for people that don't have powerful PCs, or just don't want to have, game on a PC, want to do it on a console. So we'll have to see what this leads to. If this leads to other IPs getting onto the console, maybe StarCraft going onto the consoles again. I believe they did that with one of their RTSs. Was it StarCraft? I would have to look that up. Maybe they didn't. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't take me at that. But we could see other RTSs have gone to console. It's very possible that Blizzard could do that, or they could come up with new IPs. I mean, they were looking at StarCraft going into a different direction at one point with StarCraft Ghost, which just disappeared, went away. But again, I'm looking forward to it. I want to know how they're going to handle it. I really, really want to know how they're going to handle the auction house, if it's even included at all. Just to see what this could possibly mean for the PC. Could they eventually take away the auction house, take away the always-on thing? Again, I don't think they will. A lot of people like to think Blizzard makes a ton of money off this auction house, and granted, they are probably making a decent amount. But the way they've done this auction house, if you really look at what they charge you for and what they could be charging you for, the auction house really does not net them near as much money as it could. They don't take a percentage. They take a simple flat fee. And a lot of people who play this game have made far more money, I think, than Blizzard has. Well, maybe not. That's probably a bad statement. Let me back off on that one a bit, because there's a lot of transactions that go through the auction house. But the truth is that there are people that play the game that have made quite a bit of money from playing the auction house and the real money auction house. I don't know about any more, but it has happened. And that's impressive. I mean, they've basically allowed people who play their game to make money off of their game. All right? And is it wrong for them to ask for a little bit of money on that in return? I don't think so. Gives them a little bit of return on the investment, allows them to continue with development without having to worry about the costs incurred. And we haven't even seen a first expansion pack. I'm really looking forward to that as well. I want to see what else they do. I honestly think it's getting to that point where we really need to get that. So hopefully this console development thing will not deter them from getting a new expansion pack out soon. I'm kind of afraid of that, really. I know that they have multiple teams in Blizzard that work on different projects, so they could have a dedicated console team. That's the thing to remember. Just because you see a patch that includes something like new artwork, for example, like these wings from Heart of the Swarm. I mean, you could say, oh, well, why did they spend their time making these silly wings when they could be fixing the game? Well, the truth of the matter is that's the art team. That's a completely different team than the development team, the programming team, what have you. Art assets are real easy to make comparatively, because the art team is usually done with what they need to do. There's not really new art going into the game most of the time. So if the art team's not doing anything, they might as well do something special for users. I mean, that's why you usually see skin packs and things like that released for other games before major patches that fix things. So just because you see things that aren't being fixed doesn't mean they aren't being worked on. Although I will admit, I feel like they might be a little slow with some of these fixes that they've been talking about and putting out there. I know there's a lot involved in game development, programming, and all that wonderful stuff. But I almost feel like I'd like them to move that a little quicker, be a little more iterative. They keep talking about changes they want to do, for example, to the monk, and I want to see that happen. Again, I'm still disappointed about the whole PvP thing and what it's turned into. This brawling system, okay, it's all right. But that team deathmatch system went away that a lot of people seem to like, and they didn't think it meshed well, and it didn't offer rewards. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that. We're going to have a difference of agreement as far as direction on that one. But again, I'm not a PvP guy. So I can't really give much of an impression on that since I don't PvP. I mean, what would be better? What would be a good system? Why did they take it away? I mean, is there really a legitimate reason there? I mean, they tried to offer one, but I don't know if I fully agree. That's just kind of a difference of opinion. I can't really say it was the right or the wrong decision, but it really frustrated me to see that after all this time, a system that has been in place, people were looking forward to, just suddenly gone away, and they waited forever, what felt like forever, to tell us. Alright, I've ranted on enough. I would love to hear anyone's opinions regarding this. Feel free to discuss in the comments section below, as of course you always know I will respond when I can. So I'll be looking forward to see what everybody thinks. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great evening, and I'll see you next time.